Well, hello, everybody. As you can tell, I was not planning on doing this today. I was actually tearing my studio apart to set up a bunch of different things. So the lighting looks weird. I look weirder than normal, but this was too important to wait. Let me say a big thank you to European Lore, who graciously jumped on with 20 minutes notice after making his own video on this. I didn't know that he was running with it too. I am glad you are here, sir.
Hey, hello, West2Hall, my friends. I'm happy to be here.
So, and of course, Purple Valkyrie, she had a fantastic stream this morning on her own channel. Welcome, Purple. I sent you the link to this. You actually looked at all of the pictures. I have not. This will be a cold reveal for me. I wanted to do this live. Hail to everybody in chat. I'm going to bring you in real quick. We are running. Obviously, by the seat of our pants here, let me call out. We have Doviende Setovius again. We've got Mike OBG70, Rosie Gamgee. Great to see you guys. Our good friend Lyle Hammock, and the man who is responsible for bringing this to my attention, Amana Manethrin Nathan, sent this to me less than 30 minutes ago, and here we are. Nathan is a great guy. Please give Amana Manethrin a sub. We have Arkansas. This is absolutely genius. Hail to you, Adega Outlaw. Adega Outlaw has a great book out called Evolution on Amazon. Check it out. And if I miss anybody, it's not intentional. Hail to you, X11 Bravo. Hail to Paul Wolfley, Paul Cook, Dark Winter. All the usual suspects are here. Let's not bury the lead. Empire Magazine and Purple Valkyrie, you remember we talked about this last week, was supposed to run with these pictures in their last episode. They did not. They sat on them.
Yes, and we got quite confused about that because we were actually trying to hunt down these mythical exclusive pictures that they were talking about, and they were still advertising them on the front cover of the previous magazine.
Yeah, European Lore, I know you just did a video on this. I'm going to ask you to hold some of your deeper takes because honestly, guys, I have not seen this except for what we're looking at here. And I'm going to proceed with this. If you guys don't mind in chat, I'm going to bounce you out while we look at some of these images, but I will bring you back. I swear. All right, here we go. So this was at the title of it. It's from today. Was published 1 hour ago. Empires, The Lord of the Rings of Power, world exclusive covers revealed. And look at what we have here. We have Action Galadriel. Now, I'm not going to go and read a lot of these things. I am here for the pictures. Wow, there's a lot of ads. And there she is. There is our girl. There is Galadriel. Look at that, you guys. Look, she's manspreading. She's got her dagger. She's wearing that awesome heavy plate armor. And she looks like she means business. Let me get your take on this real quick, European Lore. Then I want to hear Purple Valkyries. This is crazy.
You know, this is actually my favorite cover, the one with Galadriel. You know, but as I mentioned in my video, it might be the springtime, almost the summertime. You know, everything's blooming and in blossom. But look at that spread of the legs and tell me that dagger is not a phallic symbol. I mean, it is quite obviously a phallic symbol. So that's, you know.
I know one thing I like in my women from Middle Earth, and Tolkien spent a lot of time talking about that, was how they always carried daggers near their crotches. So this is crazy. Purple Valkyrie, what's your take?
It's an interesting ensemble. I would give them that. They stuck with the plate mail, which was what we were expecting. But if she's going to be carrying a huge sword on her back, I would have expected her to at least cut her hair, because when she tries to draw that sword, we're going to have problems.
I'm looking at the comments in chat, and I mean, again, this is the first time I'm seeing this. I wanted to look at these cold, and I simply don't understand. Well, I do understand. That's Galadriel, ladies and gentlemen. So much for the feminine. And Doviende Setovius again says it. Didn't you hear? Masculine is the new feminine. And Paul Wolfley says she looks like she chews tobacco. She does. She does.
She looks like she chews nails.
Yeah. Hardlight asks, is that chainmail in front of her that's dangling down? Why, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, I'm going to move on to the next picture. Again, guys, I haven't seen these. This is all madness to me. So this is the next one. Oh, my God.
That looks like a really awkward wedding photo.
Oh my God. I don't have words.
I mean, I'm starting to think that Amazon, that they are just one huge awesome trolls. That in the end they are going to say "psych," and there you go, something awesome.
I gotta bring the chat in for this because the comments are hysterical. Yeah, look at this. You know what this reminds me of? This looks like some weird wedding, like in a 1960s casino. And it's just a lot of things went wrong here. I mean, yes, here we go. We have our representation.
That's an awkward prom date if I ever saw one.
Yeah. Hi, Mom and Dad. I'd like to introduce you to your future in-laws. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. I wonder how they're going, what names they're going to call us on this one. I really do. This looks like something from New Jersey. It looks like a Better Homes and Gardens magazine cover from the early 70s. Let's be honest about it. That looks appropriate.
What?
European lore, what's up?
You're not going to rush out and get all of these amazing covers as soon as we're done?
I don't know. Maybe. European lore. What's your take on this, man? We don't always agree on things. Maybe you love this, and if so, I'm sorry I insulted it. So.
No, I love the first one, but this really, it looks to me as if it was one big joke. Like, I can't help it. It looks so ridiculous. It looks so cheap. They've spent billions of dollars on this show, and it looks so funky. I mean, it looks like this was actually a parody of The Lord of the Rings. Like if it was like, scary movie parodies, all the different horror movies. So when I look at this, I think that somebody's making a parody of The Lord of the Rings. That's all I can think about.
Yeah. The Galadriel picture in comparison, it seems much better. It is weird how phallic it was. It was weird how they felt the necessity to have her man spread like she was a man. Okay, I know. There are so many jokes I would make right now if it wasn't only noon in the middle of the day. And those of you who saw me on Snowdub's channel know I am more than capable of that. But it is the middle of the day, so I can't do that. So hail to you, Benjamin Reno. I haven't seen you before. Says it's objectively bad. Arkansas calls it. They look like they need marriage counseling. Those are forced smiles for a 25th wedding anniversary. That's really... really what it is. And hail to you, Steve, Prophet of the Dragon. We're just going to kind of linger on this just a little bit. You left the vest till last. Yeah, I don't know what's coming, guys. Let's so here we are. We're looking at KAZAAD-DUM.
Do you think the background's too busy as well, perhaps?
It's got a very 60s pad look. It really does. I don't know. I guess I can't. To me, it just doesn't look very. It doesn't look like dwarf craftsmanship. Like once you get up on it, it doesn't look very good. It looks like they bought stuff at Home Depot for like tricking out bathrooms and kitchen counters, and they kind of slapped it on a wall.
Yes, and that goblet in front of her is very odd because one, it blends into the cloak that she's wearing, and two, it looks like it's just been photoshopped on.
Yeah. All right, let's go to one because this is just too weird. Oh my God! What the hell am I looking at? I'm gonna bounce you out, chat, for the full effect.
It's like Samuel L. Jackson from that movie.
Django Unchained. Yeah.
I don't have words, guys. I don't have words.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
I mean, they missed on the best chance they could ever had in life. Why didn't they cast Samuel L. Jackson as a Hobbit? Can you imagine that? I'm a Hobbit mob.
I know.
I would be. Okay,
I don't
with
want
that.
these M and F and rings on my mother man the Shire. Yeah, I mean like Rasta Hobbit, Rastaman vibration. Yeah.
Gosh.
This is certainly is diverse and representational.
Scroll down to look at their feet, because somebody was talking
Oh.
about that in the chat, and they
Oh.
they look bizarre.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. Look at their feet. What the hell? They're like primates. Look at them.
And I know these are supposed to be technically Harfoots and not hobbits, but these are the, you know, the hobbit equivalent that they can get away with. But
look at these. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Oh.
As I said, it all looks like a parody. It looks over-exaggerated, you know.
All right, European Lord, tell me what you thought about this image and this picture, please. What do you think about these proto-hobbits who don't even belong in the Second Age? And I will continue to have this conversation, because they may have been there, but they were not a diverse tribe of apparently radioactive, foot-dwelling hobbits. I simply don't get this, guys. Let's bring Chad in. What do you think about these?
Well, you of course have to forget everything you know about Tolkien and what he wrote about, and you have to realize that we live in 2022, which means, of course, they have quota on Hollywood, which means that if you like it or not, the cast of every movie and every TV show has to be extremely diverse. So, you know, this was inevitable, of course. It's just, you can't do anything about it. Just accept it as a fact.
Do we think, and this is open to everybody, do we think this is why we didn't get a trailer? Do we think that this is why they've held off on showing us these pictures for this long?
I think they do the exact opposite of what Disney does now. Disney is actively encouraging this situation to get worse. They are actually constructing a situation which basically makes fans attack the new actress that plays the Reva. It's obvious. Well, Amazon is afraid of anything, I think, at this point, so they are avoiding it.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to you. It's just that Benjamin Reno says the one on the left looks simple, and all I could think of, where's Simple Jack? Like, we need to have Simple Jack from Tropic of Thunder. Hobbits. That's what we need, guys. And I'm probably canceled. I'm canceled again. I don't even care. Really, come on. You know, I'll just make videos about Bigfoot. It'll be fine.
just
this
not
is
these
crazy.
big feet. Yeah.
Just not these are big. Okay, they're big feet, but I mean, they are fugly feet. For those of you joining late, again, look at the Hobbit feet. It looks like somebody in the, like, who's a 4-year-old drew the concept art for this, and somebody from the art department took it literally. Are you telling me that Weta Workshop actually did these prosthetics?
Well, I think that, I don't know. I know they are involved in making this, but I don't think they were responsible for this. I just can't believe Weta would do this.
Yeah.
Have you seen the quote on the cover by Lenny Henry? It says the Harfoots, and quoted from him, it says, "We're the traditional Tolkien little guy."
Wow. Oh,
Where do I live?
And Arkansas says it best. Retreat. I now need eye bleach. You guys in the chat are entertaining us more than you could possibly know. We have close to 50 people here right now. What the hell is even that? I agree. Adega Outlaw, he takes a more scientific approach. Says podiatry is not their thing. Prophet says look at their toes, and then what the hell is even that? And chill, daddy. Yeah. Someday we will get a faithful adaptation of The Lord of the Rings again, but it'll probably be done by traveling bards in the radioactive wasteland that erases current state. All right, as much as I want to look at these horrifying hobbits and their horrifying feet, and apparently this is what we get. Now, apparently there's some concept art for, I'm guessing, is that one of the ice trolls? Do you know what that is, European lore?
It's I would call it an original Amazon's creature.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Surely will
I wonder what its feet look like. Just gonna say.
Probably not as bad as the ones directly above it. Yes. So this is apparently a snow troll from John Howe.
Oh, okay. Well, because Howe is fantastic. My question is, John Howe may have drew it, but that doesn't mean they made it. You know, I still don't see John Howe's name on the IMDb page that reflects the Lord of the Rings of Power. You
Oh
know,
no,
and
no.
we can play this game all day long, Amazon, but I know you guys are keeping that one up to date. So that is a very good question. And again, Steve points out the obvious. There's no way Weta did that. Let me get to this super chat. This comes to us from our very good friend Paul Wolfley. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here on such short notice. For $5, says Xena called. They want their costumes for their extras in the background pack. Cheap as hell. You are absolutely right. That's what this looks like, and I don't know. It's like they're trolling us. It really is. Now this is a beautiful piece of art. I'd love to have an original buy this from John Howe. Oh look, they gave him nipples. So that's fabulous. Is that it? Is that it for this article? Is that all we got there? Those 3 covers?
Yeah,
Or
4.
is there more? Okay. So 4. Yeah, math isn't my strong suit. So out of all of them, I mean, honestly, the John Howe covers looks great. Let's go back to the top for those who came late. We have Man Spreading Galadriel, which out of all of them, I think looks the closest to Middle Earth, to be fair. European lore, your take again on this. This is the one you like. I made fun of it. We don't always agree, sir. Please tell me why you like it, because I want to hear those. You know, I want to hear your takes.
I just like it because of the obvious. I mean, if this wasn't done intentionally, then they are really a bunch of nitwits. The leg spread, the obvious phallic symbol in the form of the dagger, which don't tell me it doesn't look like a dildo, and combined with the fact that it's spring/summer. That's all I can say. I mean, other than that, if you wanted my expertise take, no, that's not Galadriel, of course, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I can only make fun of this.
I know. It is the most Lord of the Rings looking thing here. It is the most arguably nod to the Jackson trilogy, and I think what a lot of us have come to know as Tolkien right here. But again, she shouldn't be here. She shouldn't be doing this. She should be married. She should have a daughter. She should be a diplomat. I mean, there's a lot of things she should be doing. This is
Making
not
a
one
sandwich.
Well, that would be nice. Who doesn't like sandwiches? Purple Valkyrie, you're actually a true independent, stunning, and brave woman. Like for real. What is your take on the characterization of Galadriel? Are you so happy that they made her into a masculine form as opposed to the epitome of strong feminine? Did we lose Purple Valkyrie?
Hello. I think we did.
Oh, we did. Okay. I'm Purple. I'm going to bounce you out and then come back in, please. But one of the things that I liked best about Galadriel was the fact that she was incredibly strong. She was in charge. She was a girl boss, but she was also incredibly feminine, and she was dangerous with just how feminine she was. Is that your take, European lore? Why did you love and respect the character that Tolkien created? Not just Jackson, but what is it that's so important and strong about Galadriel the way she was written?
Well, precisely like you said, she was a gorgeous combination of both of an immense power and might. She was told by the Maiar themselves, after all. She was the Lady of the Light. She bore Nenya, one of the 3 elven rings of power, which, can you imagine anybody more powerful than that? Maybe Sauron, but if Galadriel actually got the ring of the one ring, she could have possibly been even worse than Sauron. And at the same time, pure femininity and beauty. She was one of the elves that was described as one of the most beautiful beings in Middle Earth, along with
something.
Luthien and so on and so forth. So this isn't her. This is, as somebody commented under one of my videos, it looks like the Joan of Arc, even more than Xena. And that description, I think was perfect.
I think they're trying to make her into the female Aragorn. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting, you know, with the hair the way that it is. I really think there was a deliberate masculinization, defeminization for this. And I mean, that's my perspective on it. In Purple Valkyrie, we were just talking about The Galadriel that you remember, did she need to take on the trappings and gestures of a man in order to have power? Did you think she was a weak character in Tolkien's original writings?
No, not at all. The Galadriel that we are familiar with, she was regal, she was stately, she was elegant, but you knew she was powerful just by the way she carried herself. She didn't need to rush into battle, she didn't need to wear armor, she didn't need any of that stuff to prove herself because she was already self-assured, she already had that respect.
Hey, Polly, we're just covering Empire Magazine, just dropped a bunch of new covers related to Amazon's The Rings of Power. And right now we are looking at their version of Galadriel, who is manspreading and has a very phallic dagger between her legs. Let's go ahead and scroll down real quick again. I don't want to just fluff this just to fill time, but I do want to allow people to get a second look at this. Then, of course, here we go. We have the power couple of KAZAAD-DUM with their really incredibly tragic architecture. This looks like a again, this looks like a wedding anniversary of a couple who've been married for 25 years and would like to stab each other and are just looking happy for the camera. Is this what you guys thought of when you thought about KAZAAD-DUM at the height of its power?
Of course not, no.
Purple?
No, not at all. This is not what I envisioned. I thought it would be much grander, but this it's like you say, it's almost, it's tacky, but it's like they're trying desperately to emulate stuff that they've seen other places, you know, in other fantasy settings and kind of bring it in whilst not really understanding what made Tolkien's dwarves so special.
Yeah. Paul Wolfley gives us another super chat. Thank you very much. This is for $5. Says, Game of Thrones. Did you ever see Tywin with a sword? No, he didn't need one to be the boss. Yeah, but Galadriel's the girl boss, right? And the only way women can be strong is if they act like men. And they have to be not mature masculine men who are good leaders. They have to act like belligerent teenage boys and threaten people. That's what a strong woman is, right? What a timeline we live in. Yeah. What a timeline we live in. It's just utter madness. Yeah, I don't know. Out of all of them, I thought this one was really the weakest, but the Hobbit one, for those of you who are coming in late, again, here are your hobbits.
Yeah, that's
you got 12 years of Hobbit over there. You got Booker T Hobbit. I don't understand this, guys. I really don't. I mean, now, is that a lesbian proto Hobbit Harfoot power couple? We know one of these characters is the one who finds Sauron in the Crashdown meteor. What, I guess, was that your read on it, European lore with this? Where do you think they're going to go? I know you did a video covering the rumors and what people had already revealed on this. I think it was yesterday, and you drew from Gary from Nerdrotic a pretty good bit. But was there anything that you saw in any of this that especially troubled you when it came to the storyline from The Hobbit, or from the Hobbits that we know about?
You know, I have trouble to connect this with anything Tolkien. So no, really, not. I look at these people and I see at best some fantasy villages. If I don't look at their feet, you know, some poor peasants, you know, working the fields of whatever kingdom, whatchamacallit. It's just, I get nothing. It's blank.
Yes, and I'm still looking forward to the day when Amazon have to explain why we no longer have them in The Lord of the Rings, where they went.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a lot of good comments about KAZAAD-DUM and about how it doesn't look ornate at all. It looks like a bad Renaissance fair set. It really, really does. And then, of course, we're getting more of these. Again, we're going to wind down in just a couple of minutes, guys. But again, these are your Harfoots and Lenny Bruce, who, again, I don't know what's going on. And then one more time, let's take a look at the Hobbit feet, guys. Let's look at these Hobbit feet. There's a lot of things I don't understand in life, and wow. And yeah, there's your Harfoots. And then, of course, again, this is probably tied for my favorite, at least out of all of them, the original art by John Howe. Again, John Howe was not responsible for the art direction in this production, but they did let him go and hired someone else whose name escapes me, who was responsible for the Chronicles of Narnia. And for some reason, they're trying to make it seem like John Howe did the art direction for this. But there you go, guys. There you go. And I'm probably right big on the screen. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to ask this of you, European lore. I think I know the answer to this question. After seeing these images, does this meet the low bar that you had set for what you expected Amazon to give us? Is this above it or below it? Like, where are you at with this from a perception standpoint?
I wasn't surprised. I was amused. It provided me with the content for a video, but it was of course the same level as each and every single piece of information that we've got. I think that the upcoming first actual trailer might be the first thing to top everything.
Mm-hmm.
We will have to wait.
You had mentioned that, and you're not the only channel, but you're the one I heard it on, that they have 3 trailers. One of them is 2 minutes and 18 seconds, I believe, and it's going to encapsulate virtually everything that we saw. From everything that we've heard, it is very much looking like this will be 90% made up Payne and McKay, with maybe 10% of the characters coming from Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings. And yeah. Purple Valkyrie, these images, did this meet the standard you had? Did it exceed it, or did it fall a little bit short?
I would be curious to see if there's any more that they're going to leak, but these 3 covers didn't really do anything for me. They didn't really tell us anything we don't already know about the characters. I would have loved to have seen more of the world as a cover, you know, something to do with the architecture or some of the cities that they've been talking about. But no, we get new characters that they are very, very happy to push forward. But yes, I think the next big thing, obviously, as you say, is going to be the trailer, and that I think really will make or break this for them.
I think it'll break it even more. I'm just going to be honest. And again, I don't hate to just hate on this. In European lore, you don't hate on this just to hate on this. You've been called out, just like I have, by certain fan sites for just asking simple questions. Now, admittedly, I know you and I have a very different communication style, and I get it, and I respect your takes and everything else, but there's really no way to really defend this. You know, and I'm going to quote Dark Winter here. He says, "This has possibilities, but none of those possibilities involve the Lord of the Rings or the Rings of Power. I'd rename it Chaos Regalia and establish a Game of Thrones series inspired by Tolkien, and it could work." I agree. Mm-hmm. But even then, you know, how do you explain the mutated Hobbit feat? I don't know. I mean, I get where you're going, and I think it's a lot more reasonable than what we're looking at here, guys. So yeah, Latino slant. Polly says Wokosos of the Ring. It's true. So for me, you know, honestly, this was kind of what I expected until we got to the Hobbits and the way they look in the Hobbit feet. I would perceive the next couple of months there being a lot of Hobbit foot jokes going around on the internet. So get yours together now. Be first to market with those. Create your Hobbit memes just to get credit for it. So you guys, we've covered what it is that I wanted to cover today. We are at 30 minutes, which is just as long as I wanted to go. I don't just want to sit here and spin my wheels. Oh, wait, we got a late breaking super chat from Lyle Hammock. Thank you, brother. It says, "I have to disagree with you all. I find these pictures interesting and still think it can work." I want it to work. Mm-hmm. Lyle, I do. I want it to be good. I want to be wrong. I want to eat crow. I just, I don't know if it's going to happen. And my heart has been broken so many times with so many properties. But Lyle, I want it for you. I want it for European lore. I want it for Purple Valkyrie. I want it for everybody in chat. I want this to be good. And I'm not harshing on things or rage farming just to do that. It's just, man, you know, all signs lead to concern. Is that fair, Purple Valkyrie?
I think so, yes. And we've said from the start, we were incredibly excited. You know, I think it was 2017 when this was first announced, and we were getting very tiny little tidbits of information that we were going to be returning to Tolkien's world. We were going back to Middle Earth, and yeah, and as it progressed, we've gotten more and more concerned as to where it's heading.
Yeah, and Rosie Gamgee, it's great to see you. Yeah, since I'm the bearer of bad news, she's going to blame me. I'm no longer her favorite. I know, shoot the messenger. Don't bother to blame Payne and McKay or Amazon. So all right, you guys, we're going to get out of here. European Lore, thank you for jumping on. If you are not subscribed to European Lore, please check out his channel. He has released several really very good takes on what's happening with the Lord of the Rings, as well as other properties that Amazon has done. Especially, he has done his own video on this subject today, which I wasn't aware of until he was backstage. Also, subscribe to Purple Valkyrie, fantastic content creator. She had an amazing stream this morning, talking, oddly enough, about faithful adaptations in film and cinema, what makes them and what breaks them. So you all, I'm really glad to be that you were with me here today. Hail to you in the chat. Anything you want to shout out European Lore before we head out of here?
Just my channel, European Lore, at YouTube, and you can also follow me on Twitter under the same name. That will be it, my dear friends.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
I thank you.
Purple Valkyrie, where can people find you?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you to Salty and to European Law for doing this. I think it's incredibly important to bring this and to have breaking news like this. It's fantastic. You can find me on Rise and Shine with Purple Valkyrie, and we will also be back here on this channel later on this evening with Salty Texas to do a fantastic panel show.
We will. Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House, Zax, Purple Valkyrie, myself, and others will be stopping in to cover a variety of great topics, including Lord of the Rings, and we had other news besides this. So you all, thanks for being here today. Thank you all so much for the super chats. Thank you for being members of my channel. I hope you have a great rest of the week. We will see you all soon.
As ever, this is Salty Texas C. I am Corey DB. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. That way you know, and we have things like live streams, which we are going to be doing every Tuesday evening. Take care. I hope you're having a great 2022.